Now we had actually premiered a song with you and Dark Low.
Yeah.
I think back in March. So how close are you to Dark Low and AR-Ab and that whole crew in Philly?
I've known those Philly boys for some time. I didn't know Dark Low that well, but I remember AR-Ab from coming up to New York with Cassidy years ago when I was coming up.
Yeah. So what do you think about what's happening right now between Meek Mill and AR-Ab?
It's interesting. It's very interesting. You know, I know Philly for being a very, very passionate hip hop town. They've always been very passionate about their hip hop. Always had, you know, it's a history of crews going at each other. You know, you go back to State Property and Major Figures and stuff like that. I kind of wish that, you know, just me as a fan of the game and as a fan of that city, that they kind of could have, you know, a phone call could have been put in, it could have been worked out. You know what I'm saying? I'm hearing it from both angles, and look, I'm just watching everything else just like everybody else. You know what I mean? Maybe a call could have been put in, you know, so that understanding could be understood. Because let me tell you though, communication is the foundation for everything. I can't have a problem with a man if we reach an understanding. If I sense that there's a problem, then I say, you know what, let me call this dude, let me check his temperature. Because if I'm doing something that he think that is bothering him, let me set it straight right now before it escalates. That's true G shit to me. Let's nip it in the bud before it even get anywhere else, if need be. But I mean, sometimes the show must go on though, so it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I just interviewed AR-Ab this morning about the diss track and about the O'Malley thing and everything else like that. But the one thing that he did tell me, which I thought was cool, was that some of the OGs in Philly called him up, and you know, they talked about how this is going to be some rap shit. It ain't going to be some violence. You know, they're not trying to harm each other. They're trying to keep it on some rap shit. And if it's on some rap shit, I think it's dope. Because I think if Meek responds to AR-Ab, I think AR-Ab is dope at what he does.
Right.
I would love to see a lyrical back and forth, but I definitely don't want to see a bunch of violence in Philly.
Cool, definitely. Well, if it's about rap, then it's cool then, because it's always good, you know, when it's competitive, you know, the back and forth. I'm a fan of that. I actually believe that it's hip hop got into too much fake friendship, like too much fake hand holding, you know, too political. Nobody want to say nothing. Nobody want to speak their mind. Nobody want to step on nobody's toes. And it just got to a place where it was just phony, and that ain't hip hop. So when the Drake and Meek thing happened, I was like, whoa, this is about right.
Looking at the whole Drake and Meek thing at this time, what's your take on it?
As far as what?
Well, as far as who do you think is winning right now as a hip hop fan?
Man, they both winning. They two black men feeding their families, you feel me? They ain't in prison and they ain't in jail, they ain't dead. That's first off. Now, as far as the hip hop is concerned, well, I think, you know, Drake's moves have been well thought out, well planned, all the war. I think he's playing a different game. You know, I think if you look at what he's done, it was well strategized, you know. Love Meek. But as far as the particular battle, then I would have to say that Drake, you know, he put his best foot forward for right now. We don't know what's gonna happen tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I want to see it like keep going on some hip hop shit. Like I had heard Meek do some other freestyle at his performance, but he never put it out properly. So you can't really sit there and really appreciate it in the same way that you could
right
want to know.
Right. Yeah, you know, I don't got a problem with the back and forth. I'm a fan of it. I'll be the first one up listening to it, you know, because I come from that, like the competitiveness, you know what I'm saying, and call somebody out. you know. But like I said, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see, we'll see what happens, you know, in the next weeks or months or days or whatever.
I mean, a lot of people don't know, but you came out on some beef shit. Like
Yeah, I was having
your
a lot
early
of beef.
records where you were calling people out by name.
I was having a lot of drama. That was my initiation.
When you came out with, what was it, Rumors?
Rumors, yeah. Rumors
Right.
was the,
Was there more than one record? I remember Rumors. Was there another
It
one?
was
also?
Rumors, and then it was a song called "Take It Like a Man." It was a couple shots. It was a couple of shots that I took at a lot of artists that I'm actually cool with today, you know. But you gotta understand, I was a different person at that point, and the game was different also. Like, you know, it was more or less about me coming out and trying to make a name for myself, and me actually being who I said I was. You know, I still came home on I came out on the tail end of street credibility. That shit don't matter no more today. You don't have to have street credibility. You don't have to be associated with the streets to be accepted in this genre. But I came home at the tail end of you know, of that era when 50 was reigning supreme. So it was like, this is a joke. These dudes ain't really living like that. This was my take on the game in general. Like, these dudes, you know what I mean? I'm really who I say I am. So I ruffled a lot of feathers back then. But you know, the music was pure, and that's why I was at that point in my mind and soul. So it came out dope. Rumors was the record that got me in the game and got me noticed. It got me my first record deal. You know, it also got me, you know, a lot of artists not wanting to work with me. But it got me the recognition that I was trying to get. But the game is different now. You know, it's not as aggressive. So, you know, times change. Like I said, we gotta adapt to them.
So any of the artists that you actually called out in these songs, did any of them actually respond on record?
Nah, but nobody responded on record really. But I used to hear a lot of whispers that people were unhappy in you know, with some of the things that I was saying back then. The only person that really, two people addressed me, and I have the utmost respect for them to this day. Two people addressed me. One, and we good friends to this day. That's my brother, Raekwon. Raekwon addressed me. He put a call in. He had a call. He put a call in, and through somebody that we both was mutual friends, and he told me his piece. I told him my piece, and then we got over it, and it was me and him was great friends to this day. You know, the other person that addressed me, and he addressed me face to face on some G shit. I was standing outside this building, and somebody said, "Yo, Puff want to talk to you." I said, "Oh shit." I got the utmost respect for homie. You know, cause we got past that also, and I guess he understood. He seen niggas like me come around and come and go, so he got past that. You know, we got a chance to work together, and so it was cool. But those are the only people that really ever said anything to me.
Okay. So what was the line that you said about Puff?
I had a song, "Take It Like a Man," where I was basically trying to make a statement. This is after Rumors, when I was just like saying, Bad Boy is dead, Wu-Tang is dead. I was just being flagrant, not respecting my elders, you understand? And it was just, I had a video where I was in a funeral home, and I had all these labels in the coffin, you know? And you know, I shot it on Gates and Ocean. It was crazy. You know, everybody outside black flagging. And you know, a couple people, they didn't, you know, they had some things to say, and I got the utmost respect for both of those dudes because I respect the man, you know. Puff said, "Listen, you think Bad Boy dead?" I said, "I'll stop." But you know, a lot of that comes from a lot of times what artists do comes out of sheer desperation on a quest to try to be heard. When you feel like there's no outlets, and you feel like there's no straight path to on the road that you're trying to take, and you feel like the only way for me the only way for me to get on this road is take it. I gotta make enough noise for them to hear me, you know? And that's what it was.
So what exactly did Puff tell you when he actually walked up to you?
He was a G though. He was a G, and I'm not even like, you know, I ain't even gonna hold you up. He said, you think Bad Boy dead? And I kind of like was like yeah, you know. But he said something like man, yo, look, man, we know a lot of the same. But he basically was like let me know. I know who you is. I know we got a lot of the same people, man. But we ain't dead, nigga. Basically, and I was like on a defense back then, you know. When you say something, you know you might be wrong for saying it, but you so ignorant at the same time, you still saying, man, fuck that. You know what I mean? So I kind of was like sticking my chest out just a little bit to let him know, look, man, I'm sticking behind what I was saying. But he let me know, like, look, man, you good, we good, man. Like, you know, Puff is he's a gentleman, but he ain't no sucker. And when I walked away from that, I felt like, damn, he not who I thought he was. You feel me?
Yeah, I mean, Puff will put hands on you. We've seen it multiple times.
Definitely. The master of disaster.
You know, from Steve Stout to Drake to God knows all the ones that got brushed under the carpet. We don't know about.
Men handle their business in behind closed doors the way men should, you know. But it was just a conversation of minds. You know, it was the OG talking to a young, reckless kid who really didn't know what he was doing at the time. Now I'm in a space where I look back on those things and I say, man, I really didn't have to do that, but it is what it is because that was the path that I was on. You know, like I said, we've worked together and all that. So to me, that's the greatest form of elevation, being able to start rocky and still come full circle and still be able to, you know, bust it up with the same people that you maybe wasn't able to see eye to eye with. Because if it ain't really about no drama, then it ain't no drama. If it ain't no bloodshed, then it ain't really no beef. It ain't really no issue. Now I'm coming from really having problems back then, and it ain't really was no issue. It was just me really trying to be heard, because that's what I really wanted to say to him.